Rogers leads Australia out into a test match, and this is the full side. Greg Brentnell, John Rebo, Mick Cronin, Steve Rogers, Kerry Boosted, Wally Lewis, Steve Mortimer, Ray Price, Paul McCabe, Les Boyd, Craig Young, Jeff Masterman, Ron Hilditch. The coach is Frank Stanton. Well, new Australian captain Steve Rogers is thoroughly deserving of the great honour of captaining his country. A top performer for Cronulla this season. He is a seasoned international and will do the job expected of him. Now France coming out. The grim-faced captain, Didier Hermé. This is the full side. Sébastien Rodriguez, Hugues Aratier, Jacques Imbert, Philippe Fouquet, Bernard Imbert, Guy Allard, Ivan Gresque, Jean-Jacques Villa, Jose Jeans, Didier Hermé, Delphine Castanon, Christian McCarley and Max Chantel. The coach is Louis Bonnery. Well, Jacques Imbert is entrusted with the goal-kicking duties for France from the Avignon club. Imbert was the leading point scorer in French Rugby League last season with 247 points. The referee, Mr. Kevin Steele of New Zealand. Australia running from right to left. They're green and gold. Frenchmen in the red, white and blue receiving the ball. And believe me, the adrenaline will be pumping pretty hard now for this French side. As Jose Jeans is the first man to receive an Australian tackle. Craig Young in early. Play just outside the French quarter. Frenchman tackled on suspicion there. And a penalty to France, and I agree with that. There was that Frenchman Jean-Jacques Villa was knocked base over apex without the ball on suspicion, backing up outside his little halfback Ivan Gresque. It'll be Jacques Imbert. To take the kick, and that's 5 metres Australian side of halfway. Crest, Castanon. First Australian touch of the ball. Mortimer, Craig Young, belted to the ground on halfway. This ground will be pretty hard after the strong westerly winds, and Barry, that breeze pretty strong out there.
Yes, quite a strong breeze. It will have a big influence on the game, and it's favouring France now.
Wally Lewis. Pass to Boyd, into Rogers. Rogers evades one tackle. There's the pass to Rebo. Rebo's got a nice pass away to Wally Lewis. That loads to Mortimer. And Mortimer's in for the try underneath the post. Oh dear, oh dear. That's only after a minute and a half. For the first occasion, Australia have touched the ball. Well, they've ripped France wide open. And that's the worst fears been realised. This was beautiful football by Australia. The lovely pass from Wally Lewis. The good one from Boyd onto Rogers. The pass back inside to Rebo, linking up straight away with Lewis. Second time in the move and onto Mortimer. And that's a great start for Australia and an absolute horror for the French team. Boyd sucking the defence to him. They're able to unload to Rogers. Nice control of a pass back into Rebo. Lewis well backing up, and Mortimer on the end of the chain. Just no defenders inside. Minute and a half gone, first half. Cronin's kick at goal is successful. Australia lead by 5 points to 0. Price, Craig Young, Cronin, McCabe, Boasted up the sideline. Oh, he's gone right inside, beaten two of them so easily. It's just a change of direction and just left two of the Frenchmen pointless. And again, after 10 and a half minutes, Australia have scored their second try. Just chain passing. There was cover there, but watch the footwork of Boasted. The pass from McCabe, a good one. Watch this. The change of direction off the right foot, and the dying swan act by a Frenchman who at no stage looked as though he was about to do anything. It'll look worse from head on. Nice pass from McCabe. What's that? Now watch the fullback, Rodriguez. An awful attempt, and Boasted in for the simplest of tries. Cronin, if he keeps getting these opportunities, is going to finish up with a massive tally. There it is, Australia 10, France 0 after 12 minutes. There's a reserve going down. There's the line about half a metre away. Mortimer, Brentnell. Caught by the jersey and swung to the ground. That's Villa again. He's getting through a lot of work. Pretty wild-headed looking fellow, long black hair. Price over the top of one tackle, still going. And finally they unseat him about 2 metres away. Masterman, he's in for the try from dummy half. Just not aware of it at all. The Frenchman on the blind side there. Full half, dummy half. And very simple try. Say it again. And there it is. From head on, it'll look worse. There was the end of the Price tackle. Frenchman just unaware of the positioning of themselves. That fella's gone up too fast. Hughes Ratier. And he got him behind him. And Cronin gets another relatively simple kick at goal. Well, we've got Tom Bellew with the sideline with Barry Ross at the moment, as Cronin's kick is not successful. The score remains at 13 points to 0 after 15 minutes. And Tom Bellew is the manager of the Australian team. I think he'd be pretty happy, Barry Ross.
Yes, Tom, you've been with the boys all week at the Travelodge, staying there looking after the side. How have they been?
Well, we went into residence at the Travelodge on Monday afternoon, Barry, and
middle of the field. Masterman, Mortimer, Masterman, Wally Lewis. France not showing any evidence of the ability to keep the ball for long enough periods to do anything. Craig Young just belted Wheeler out of the way. Got it to Rebo. Rebo's almost into the clear. Looks for Price. Price unloads to Mortimer. Mortimer's got it into Rogers. Rogers away to Wally Lewis. A lob pass over the top to Cronin. Forward. The crowd loved it, but it was a forward pass, and that's a good decision by the referee. See it again. The Lewis pass to Cronin overhead went forward. This all started way back here when Craig Young belted him up the middle. Look at him, knocked Wheeler right out of the way. Through some feeble defence. Rebo. Then back to Price. Quick hands away to Mortimer. Unloaded from the Wheeler tackle. Rogers. Now this was the pass. Watch the quarter line. And it's gone a good 4 metres forward. Cronin accepted it, but he wasn't disillusioned. There's a forward pass too. Offside. Bad bit of football by France. They won the scrum. And their 5'8" has run wide, turned it back into the lock forward, and he was in an offside position. This should be another kick at goal for Mick Cronin. The crowd wanting to get on with the action, but Rogers' captaincy exactly right. Must take kicks at goal when on offer. He missed one, his last kick, from almost the same position. But not that one. So he's had success rate of 3 from 4, and the score now 15-0 Australia's favour. We've had about 17, 18 minutes of play. Nice went astray, finally moved out now. Boyd back on the inside to Rogers. Rogers looking for support, gets it to McCabe. McCabe in underneath the post. All done with a minimum of fuss, and great gaping, yawning holes appearing in the French defence. See it again. A crisscross move that went astray. Price got a pass away that went to nobody. Then it was quickly into the clear with Boyd finding open space. Rogers, that light-footed man. And McCabe there backing up. It's a good second rower should from head on. Referee judging that Price wasn't effectively held when he was able to get that pass away that initiated this. McCabe sidestepping the goalpost, actually. The kick at goal by Cronin was successful. So the scoreline now looking a great embarrassment for France. 20 points to 0. Well, there's Imbert was the player that was hopelessly out of position. Should have been backing up. Failed to do so. France a little bit more flair at the moment from Jose Guines on the inside. Rubber type kick through. Reba has it. Pass. Oh, Bretnell. There's an opportunity now for France. 6 to go as Bretnell was heavily tackled, trying to leap to catch that ball. There's Villa, the Bretnell. Finally tackled towards the quarter line. Australia 20, France 0. We've got 10 minutes for this half to go. Price. And loads nicely to Masterman. Masterman heavily tackled about 10 metres out from the line. Brentnell receiving attention. Ralph Richards, Craig Young. Mortimer, beautiful pass to Cronin. Cronin loses it behind. Bostad has it. Judged to be a knock-off. Brentnell just to the right of picture there, receiving attention from Alf Richards. And that's an Australian ball. Lewis can do little, but yes, he did. He did very well to get a pass away to Price. Price still stood up on the tackle to Rogers. Rogers electing to run. Good weaving run. Look at this stuff. Right through. Oh, dear, oh dear. He's let a pass away, has he? No. Tackled about 4 metres out. Got up and played it forward. Held back. The referee's awarded a try. Referee's awarded a try. Holding. The try's been awarded for whom?
Steve Mortimer is the try scorer. Steve Rogers played the ball forward.
Now watch Rogers here as he's held her back as he attempts to go forward. Maybe our head-on shot will show a little better. The shadows were encroaching there a bit. Now Mortimer, is it dummy half? And it is Mortimer. Just puts his hands on it. The referee has awarded the try. Well, Barry Ross, you were telling me something about the scoring feats of Mick Cronin, widely known. The lesser known ones are?
Well, I think that he scored over 500 points for Australia. That's all tour matches and minor matches that the Australian teams play overseas and so on. I think that probably he's the only player to do that, and I'll have to check the records and see.
You can tell about his scrum feed. Well, I'm sure he doesn't know what he's talking about. I doubt either of them know what they're talking about. What the other is talking about, I should say. Masterman. Bildich. Craig Young. He's doing exactly the right thing. He's sucking defenders to him, getting quickly as he can to his feet, and this sort of thing's happening. Cronin very nearly in for a try under the posts. McCabe on the surge, and he's there. Well, so easy. That's his second. Mortimer, one of the other new boys, has scored 2, so it's a good day to make your debut for Australia. McCabe, who's about 6'3", in for the try. His second from head-on. Again, a totally unguarded ruck. Just so simple. Didier Hermé limping back, the captain.
If Cronin kicks this goal, it'll be his highest total against France.
Well, he only just kicked it, but there it is, just inside, so the score scurries away with 2 minutes to go. Australia 30, France 0. Australians shielding their eyes from the sun. That ball's kicked over the dead ball line. That'll be good tactics to keep doing that. Frank Stanton, whose team have avenged the 78 Test match defeats in France. This time it must be said with a neutral referee. Bildich. Time up for half-time. Boyd. There's the hooter. The referee, Mr. Kevin Steele of New Zealand, signifies that's the end of the section. The scrums in the first half have gone to France by 5-2. The penalties, however, have gone to Australia by 8-4. The error situation, 9 Australia, 5 by France. Australia have had most of possession. They've kept it for long periods. The try scorer has been Steve Mortimer 2, Paul McCabe 2, Jeff Masterman and Kerry Boosted 1 each. And Mick Cronin has kicked 6 goals from 8 attempts. No score for the Frenchmen. We'll be back hoping for an improvement in their display and not very sanguine about our chances in just a moment with Sevens Bigley. Receiving the ball from the kickoff. Brentnell will get the touch. And back she comes, using the breeze. Taken well by Rodriguez. Running it straight away. Under pressure again. Villa. The racy sort of a pass away to Bernard Imbert. The crowd's yelling for France now. Villa. Long pass out to Hermé. Then to Gress. Long floater. It's away to Hugh Gratier. He's going to the corner, and he takes the corner flag. The touch judge will have to rule on that one. It's been awarded as a try. Well, that looked a little bit shocky, but we shall see. See it again. Rebo having a few words to say. This was the play the ball. A long pass comes from Villa. What's this one? It's the length of a football, of a cricket pitch. Hermé, the skipper, the one-handed pass to Gresk, another long one that bounced. Then to Ratier. Rebo's tackle. Well, he may have got it down on one side of him. Head on, perhaps we shall see. But they're on the board. Look at the length of that pass. Lewis was the man that didn't get the skipper there. Now Rebo comes across in cover. As we slow it down now, we'll see exactly whether this was a try. Well, he's got it down one-handed on the inside. Now that's the magic of the slow motion indicates that it was a fair try. Imbert, Jackie. Second attempted goal. Struck it well, not a bad kick, just fails to come inside, and there's the scoreline. Australia 30, France 3.
The Australians playing.
It's kicked back by an Australian. Cronin picks it up.
Frank Stanton taking the arena now, and Rod Morris with him.
Mortimer. Cave, steaming back on the inside. Had support, managed to get a pass away. It's about 5 metres now from the French line with the French side. Rebo's in from dummy half. Pretty happy about that too. Not a traditional wing three-quarter try, but a good one. And left a trail of walking wounded behind him. A couple of Frenchmen talking to each other there. Watch Rebo. Bang. Straight ahead. And from head on, he's a formidable sight. There he is at dummy half. Already a couple of tries been scored from that situation. There's no way they were going to stop him. Eighth attempted goal by Cronin. That's way off line. Score remains 33-3. As the shadows almost completely cover the Sydney Cricket Ground now. Very cold. Allowed to restart.
As the Australian side kick off, there's one of the French reserves doing some...
It has to be a penalty to Australia. Ray Price just pushes Villa out of the way. It's up and plays it. Craig Young, the dummy. Bowstead. Well tackled by Bernard Imbert. A little bit of a punch-up as Ray Price is going hammer and tongs. And he's decked the Frenchman with one beautiful right hand. And down goes Jose Guines for the long count. He's taken one flush on the jaw there. I shouldn't laugh. Let's see it again. That's the first bit of other than football we've seen in this match, and Australia have won that too. Now watch this. The action starts around about here. Price comes in. He doesn't instigate it, but he goes on with it. And there's the right hand that did the job. That's as good a right hand as you'd see at the old Sydney Stadium. You'll remember that day. Now we've got a player Hervé Girard, number 15. Telling the touch judge that he's to go on, and we've got a player coming off, is Grisk. The penalty, as a result of that, of course, went to France. Makari, the hooker. Penalty. A little bit of feeling coming into the game now. Craig Young being spoken to. $33 points to 3. We've had 16 minutes of play in the second half. France came. There's no doubt that France are tackling better in the second half. We've got 2 French players down at the moment. Rogers gets inside 1 defender. Tackled about 11 metres out. There are 3 Frenchmen down at the moment. It's like balaclava.
One is their prop, Castanon. He's in front of
Craig Young on to Bretnell in for the try. Good quick passing. Just a suspicion about that last pass that it might have went fractionally forward. We'll see it again and you'll know. But it deserved a try. See it again. Now there it is. That just looks like balaclava. Beautiful pass. So I think that was fractionally forward from Craig Young. The referee may have been obstructed slightly. Now there's the one from Craig Young. Quick hands. Sucked the defenders to him. Bretnell straight and hard. Got a whack across the face, which wouldn't concern him all that much. Cronin's kick is successful, and he moves along to 7 goals and 7 tries. On the side, I was of course referring to the fact that he's the only player from the Queensland team this year that was in the Australian team. There are other Queenslanders in Rebo and Bosted. Cabe. So that was meant in a different way than possibly it sounded. Nasty one from dummy half. There's a sprint and a good one. He's right up the middle of the field. It's a good little run from the hooker. Hilditch calling for the ball on the open. Runs well.
Phil Zigsworth coming back on the arena.
Morris is still sitting out there.
Yes, well, Zigsworth was brought on about 5 minutes before half-time when Bretnell went down in that nasty knock.
Boyd evades 1, 2, on to Mortimer. Mortimer back to Bosted. Linking on the inside. Oh, and a good tackle. That's a good tackle. But is it 6 to go as McCabe gets it away to Rogers. Rogers evades 1, 2. Over the top to Ray Price. Price on the surge to the 10-metre line. Australia looking for number 9. There's another Frenchman down. Hilditch has a go and unloads to Lewis. Lewis playing unselfishly to Mortimer. Out to Bosted, puts it down. France come up with the ball. That's Allard.
The Frenchman you're referring to is Jose Guin, the second rower.
Well, he's been down for other reasons today too, hasn't he?
That's right.
Well, there was a little knock on there. The French captain who's battled away pretty well for his side.
There's Zigsworth going on with the touch judge.
Well, Bretnell coming off and Sigsworth on.
Rod Morris going on also.
Australia again losing this scrum, which might be the only aspect of the game that they're be pretty unhappy with. It's a 9-4 scrum ratio in France's favour. Who would you say, Barry, will be the replacement Morris will make?
Well, I noticed Les Boyd limping around 5 or 10 minutes ago, so maybe he would be the player that come off. With either Hilditch or Young going back in the second row. So it could be... Hilditch had a little bit of a knock, nothing serious in the dressing room at half-time. Greg Bentnell coming out of the arena now with Dr. Bill Monaghan, the league doctor. He's got a nasty knock around the nose area, the upper lip.
Rogers gone through a high tackle. Jose Guin was the tackler. Mortimer, Lewis, the dummy, elects to go, looking for support, loses the ball as he's tackled. And gets up and looks daggers at the referee, but that was right. Morris on, Hilditch off. Hilditch need to have no qualms, nor Bretnell, about their performance today. They played very, very well indeed, a pair of them.
Yes, Bretnell suffered a neck injury in the first half too, but Bill Monaghan, the doctor, looked at it at half-time and everything's okay there.
Referee having a bit of trouble with this scrum. Sigsworth, there's Australia getting a scrum. Sigsworth might go in for a try. No, he's going to give it a Rebo. And Rebo juggles it, puts it down, and it's going to be disallowed. Yes, indeed. See it again over the line. Well and truly, the touch judge and the referee combining there. There's the Mortimer, the Cronin, Sigsworth juggles it. And did drop the ball and went over the touch and goal line. A bit of clumsy work from Rebo. From head on. That was try number 9 coming up. Beautiful football led to it. The defence there, again, I commend Vila, the lock forward, for trying to get there.
He's quite a versatile player, that Villa. He plays at second row, lock, 5'8" in the French competition for his club Catalan.
Stolen ball by Rod Morris. Elects to take the tackle. Mortimer running from dummy half. He scored 2 tries. Masterman, Craig Young, Cronin, beautiful pass from Cronin onto Sigsworth, then to Price. Held it up, lovely to Cronin. Oh, Cronin got a one-handed pass away. Rebo had overrun it, and that's number, well, I don't know, 10, is it? Gone begging. Tore his way through there. The pass tried to be delivered one-handed, and Rebo overran it slightly. It went over the sideline. Referee saying to Makari, the hooker, get in. Allard, the feeder. Australia going to come up with another scrum win. Lewis, Sigsworth, Cronin, Rogers straight through, beautiful, underneath the post. It's just quick hands, that's good stuff. There it is. Nothing to talk about, except that it was perfectly executed by the Australian three-quarter line. Lewis, Sigsworth, Cronin, Rogers. There was just no defender there. Cronin's kick is successful. He's going to finish up with some sort of tally today. Australia 43 to France's 3. It's an Australian scrum win. Rogers, beautiful pass out to post end, got the pace, and a fine tackle from Sebastian Rodriguez. Oh, it's legitimate. Is Price having another go at him? McCabe, unable to unload. He's still moving up fast on the outside there. Craig Young. Rod Morris leaves it behind. Vila falls on it for France. Rosted in trouble on the sideline. There's Villa. Tackled Masterman right round the boots. Up come the three-quarters. Gerard threw it straight to Craig Young. He gives it to Sigsworth. The referee's going to call for a knock-on. It's a funny bit of football. Gerard made a good break. And then threw it straight to Craig Young. There wasn't a Frenchman within a bull's roar. Australia only managed 13 points. There's the only little bit of sun creeping onto the ground there with the scrum is going down. Australia come up with it. No, they don't. Well, it's been kicked through or thrown through. Sigsworth has replaced Brentnell.
Yes, interesting about Brentnell, Rex. I'm talking to Dr. Bill Monaghan, the league's doctor now, and he informs me that Greg Brentnell has got a broken nose and Ron Hilditch has got something wrong with his right shoulder.
Well, that'll be bad news for Canterbury and Parramatta. Paul McCabe, Rebo. Bad pass, but the referee says it was a knock-on anyway. His handling has not been good today, though. He's had an unhappy day in that sense. And Boasted, too, early on was a little bit remiss with his handling. We're into the last 5 minutes now, so that record looks as though it's going to stay intact. Rebo breaks one tackle, two, and to halfway. Very powerful. Sigsworth. Again, Vila. Number 8, Jean-Jacques Vila, being the Frenchman's best player. It's the error situation, a massive number by Australia, 23 to 15. Stolen from Morris, from Boyd. Bernard Imbert. G'day. Castanon. About 4 minutes to go. Along their line it goes. Offside against the Australian three-quarters. Allard will take the quick tap. Hermé. Oh, France really not putting anything together. It's a very low performance, really. I've resisted the impulse to be critical of the Frenchmen up to this point, but really they are words fail me. Well, of course, it's useless for us in Australia to be happy about the fact that other teams are at this low standard, because rugby league needs strong international teams in all countries. And it would be wise administrators who would think about doing something for French rugby league rather than bringing their sides out here and flogging them. There's just no value in test match football being played when 9 tries are being scored.
Well, there is talk at the moment that that there could be an exchange of players and coaches, which would be a great idea for French rugby league and also English rugby league, I suppose.
What about an exchange of commentators?
Yes. Where would you like to go, Rex?
Oh, I think Paris will do me. I was just domiciled in Paris for 6 months.
Oh, I'll go over for Lady Di's wedding.
France now looking for try number 2. They've got 2 minutes to do it in. It's gone out of the Australian performance. Vila, long switch of play out to Hermé. 20 metres out from the Australian line. 9 tries and 8 goals. We'll run through the statistics shortly. Guiraud, Fouquet. Order another tackler. Guiraud. Vila does a lot of kicking and general play. That's the right footer. It's out on the full and right back. The scrum situation as we get into the dying stages. Masterman's evened it up a little bit. It's now 10 to 8 in favour of France. The penalties have gone 11 to 9 Australia's way. The error situation. 24 times Australia has given the ball back to the opposition. 16 times the French have given it back to Australia. Sam.
French may feel at home out there, Rex. That wind is very cold, and I suppose they could think it's the Mistral coming down from the French Alps.
Yes, it's pretty chilly up here behind the glass in the commentary position too. Well, can Australia get a try in the last minute of play? As we run through the scorers for you. Paul McCabe 2, Jeff Masterman 1, Steve Mortimer 2, Kerry Boosted 1, Steve Rogers 1, John Rebo 1, Greg Brentnell 1, and Mick Cronin has kicked 8 goals from 10 attempts. There's the header in the background for the French side. Their sole try came from Hugues Aratier. So there's the scoreline, 43-3. And I'll be back in a moment with our award winner and chat about tomorrow's telecast. Australian second rower.